Shh, Pete's trying to sleep. And the countdown we just heard was part of his dream. So I'm going to speak lightly. Daisy here, talking about the adventures of Purple Pop Pete. He's throwing his second New Year's Eve party, but there's a super fun twist toward the end. So keep your ears peeled. Here we go. It was such a festive dream that felt so real to Pete. And that's how he knew he must throw a New Year's Eve bash. He had plenty of time to plan. Since working at his job in Santa Monica, California for a couple of years, he had made a lot of good human friends. So Pete got to planning. He called his brother, Perry Peanut Butter, to see if he could fly in from Antarctica for the party. And since Perry had his very own cold suit that Pete had made for him, he thought Perry should be able to make the journey safely.
Hello?
Answered Perry.
Hey, Perry, it's Pete! What's cooking?
Hey, Pete. Not much. Just working and getting ready for the new year. What about you?
Replied Perry.
I'm throwing my second New Year's Eve party. Wanted to see if you could fly in for the big bash.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I would love to come. Thanks, Pete.
The two frozen confections were super excited. Then Pete contacted one of his best friends, Paulo Pistachio.
Hello?
Hey, Paulo, what's up?
Hey, Pete. Just working. You sound so excited. What are you up to?
Curiously asked Paulo.
I'm throwing a New Year's Eve bash. Wanna come?
Jumpin' jelly beans, Pete. I'd love to come.
Replied Paulo. Then Pete called Carmine Caramel, his other best friend.
Hello?
Answered Carmine.
Carmine, I'm throwing a New Year's Eve bash. You're coming, right?
Pete was getting a little ahead of himself.
You're a what? A party? Holy flippin' Fraser Pops, that's awesome, dude. Count me in.
Responded Carmine. Then Pete thought,
I need a party theme. I know. I'm gonna call it Pete's Golden Gala. That way I can have a lot of sparkling decorations and my friends will all dress up.
With that, Pete wrote out a to-do list of all the things he needed to do. But first, he had to invite his other friends to make sure they could all make it to the party.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
There would be plenty of party favors, fireworks for midnight, sparkling apple cider and golden glitter glasses, confetti, party hats, noisemakers, balloons, and a disco ball.
Wow.
Gosh, Pete even thought about setting up a photo booth where his friends could snap selfies. How cool would that be?
Wow.
Pete's new doggie, Joselita, was excited and barking up a storm. Oh, Josie was a canine smarty pants. She ran around like a firecracker, jumping around and barking more and more. Pete then dressed in one of his favorite cold suits and walked down to Fluffy Muffy Bakery, the most popular in all of Daisy's world, to order a very special cake. It was owned by his good friend, Dahlia Donut.
Hi, Dahlia, how are you? I was wondering if you could bake a cake in the shape of a giant frozen pop with purple frosting and sparklers on top. What do you think?
Oh, hi, Pete. Wow, you sound so excited. I'm so happy to see you, but of course I can bake a purple cake just like you with sparklers on top.
Replied Dahlia.
Oh, Dahlia, that's wonderful. You're such an amazing baker. Can't wait to see you at the party.
Now, after moving from the great white continent known as Antarctica to the United States, Pete had developed somewhat of a sweet tooth, although his mama Victoria does not know till this day. You see, Pete loves gummy bears.
No.
And though he does not eat them very often, so he doesn't get cavities, he thought a few heaping bowls of golden gummy bears set about would be really fun for the party.
Yeah.
He found them at the party store. He also got glitzy hats, party favors, noisemakers, and 100 golden balloons with glittery streamers. All the details were in place to make Pete's New Year's Eve bash one that he and his friends would never forget. He even made a special tuxedo cold suit that was so snappy, even his human friends would want one. The day before the party, Pete spent the entire afternoon arranging snack platters with lots of finger food, munchies, other goodies, fruit salad, and lots of veggies. That night, he hardly slept in anticipation of his brother Perry, who was arriving early the next morning.
OMG! Perry! It's been too long, my dear brother! How are your travels?
Pete asked as the two siblings embraced. Oh my gosh, Pete, it's so good to see you. My travels were great. A little scary at one point since I needed to recharge my cold suit.
Oh, Perry, I'm sorry to hear that, but I can take care of it. I have made another cold suit for you to take on your travels back home in just a few days.
Oh, Pete, that's wonderful. That will make me feel so much safer here in this warm California weather.
The day flew by as Pete and Perry put the finishing touches on the decorations, making sure everything was perfect. As the evening approached, they lit shimmering candles and blasted Pete's favorite playlist.
No.
The brothers were so happy, laughing and moving about. The festivities were ready to begin when suddenly there was a knock at the door. It was Paulo and Carmine. They arrived together since they were now roommates. They arrived fashionably early to see if there was anything they could do to help Pete and Perry finish setting up.
Wow.
Hey, guys! Thanks for coming early! Come on in!
Exclaimed Pete as the friends embraced. Together, the four confections continued touching up the apartment. Paulo and Carmine were wearing their tuxedo cold suits as they assembled a twinkling disco ball that practically turned the living room into a dance floor. 30 minutes later, there was another knock at the door, and then another, and then another.
Hello. Hello.
As all the friends arrived, the party began. Pete and his crew were fantastic hosts as they passed around glitter glasses of sparkling apple cider and trays of snacks. The atmosphere was so lively as everybody talked and laughed, and then the dancing began. The party was full of positive vibes as the energy increased. While some friends danced, others darted in and out of Pete's photo booth, snapping memories of the party. It was great. Others sat around chatting and laughing, while more friends nibbled on all of Pete's yummy treats. Two of his friends played checkers, while another two played a card game. Finally, Pete and Carmine got a break and played a round of Monopoly. Paulo and Pablo continued to serve platters upon platters of snacks and treats. Boy, the party was hopping. As the clock approached midnight, Pete gathered everyone around the giant purple cake.
Friends, I am so honored that you're all here. You are all very special to me, and I'm thankful to have you all in my life, especially on New Year's Eve.
Aww.
Perry, Carmine, and Paulo all got teary-eyed as the confections clustered arm in arm. Their human friends had never witnessed such camaraderie, even coming from these wonderful frozen treats who were their dear friends. At 1:45, Perry lit the sparklers on the cake. Pete played his favorite New Year song as everyone munched on the cakey confection.
Yummy!
Quick, everyone! Let's go outside to light our sparklers and count down the new year!
Guided Pete as all the friends flocked outside into the cool Santa Monica air.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year, everyone!
Shouted Pete as a round of hugs circled the entire group. A few seconds later, they all welcomed the new year. Once back inside, The dancing continued until the wee morning hours. Gradually, everybody started to fall asleep. Pete and Perry passed around blankets and pillows to all the friends.
Jumping cherry zingers! This party is turning into a sleepover!
Declared Pete, just as Paulo and Carmine claimed.
I'm tired.
I'm sleepy.
It's okay, guys. You can both crash here with everyone else. Just make sure you keep your cold suits on, and you too, Perry.
Pete thought it was super cool that his friends felt so comfortable being all together. But then he thought,
Flippin' flapjacks! What will I serve for breakfast in the morning? I've only got 1 box of pancake mix, a mango, and a few bananas. Oh, well, I'll figure it out. I'm tired.
with that, Pete climbed into his ice bed inside the freezer and went to sleep. In the morning, all the friends awoke to the warm, sweet smell of sizzling pancakes and a blender. As Pete buzzed up some yummy fruit smoothies and a steaming pot of hot chocolate, they all sat around on the patio, welcoming the first day of the new year while munching on Pete's fabulous breakfast. Soon after, everyone departed as Perry, Carmine, and Paulo happily tidied up the home, cherishing the wonderful moments from Pete's second New Year's Eve bash. The end. Brrr! Oh, sorry guys, that's me freezing at the thought of Pete sleeping in a freezer. But he loves it since he's a living frozen confection. And I just love how the party turned into a sleepover, don't you? If you like this story, you should definitely tune into our next one when Pete flies to Australia, where deadly wildfires are raging throughout the land. He's going to help save the animals since he is an animal activist. But Australia is hot. Find out how he does it in Purple Pot Pete Saves Australia. So you'd better subscribe to get notifications of this next sizzling hot story and many others on the way. And don't forget to check out Pete and all the other Daisy's World characters at daisyfrench.com. See you then.